Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm planning a vacation, I am constantly changing my mind about what I want to do and where I want to go. So if you're like me, then maybe this will help you out. We're gonna walk through some of the top underrated travel destinations for 2024. So on Instagram, we asked you guys to send in some of your top underrated travel destinations. So let's get into those. So someone recommended Istanbul. Istanbul is actually a place I haven't been yet. I've always wanted to go to Turkey. Istanbul for sure, top of my list. I've got loads of friends who've been and who have raved about how beautiful the city is and the food, obviously the food, Turkish food, so good. So where would I put Istanbul? Probably good times guaranteed. I haven't been yet, but would certainly like to go. Next up, Portugal, which I have no problem raving about. I've been to Lisbon. I went on a solo trip a few years back. It was incredible. The food, outstanding. The people, super friendly. The tiles, don't even get me started on the tiles. It is a maximalist's dream. There are so many different colors and patterns. So Portugal for sure, 10 out of 10, book immediately, go as soon as you can. So next up, we have someone who's recommended the, I'm going to butcher this, Azores, whatever, Azores in Portugal. Well, off the coast of, I think actually it's quite far off the coast of Portugal. I've never been, but I've heard really, really good things. So I've heard really amazing things about like the hiking experience in the Azores. Obviously it's an island, so I'm sure the beaches are stunning. I'd say probably book immediately. It sounds pretty stunning. It might be a bit difficult to get to, I imagine, but probably worth it once you do. Okay, last up we have the Canary Islands. I went to the Canary Islands a while ago during a time when I was living in London and I had become very depressed by the weather and just needed a spot of sun. And the great thing about the Canary Islands is that there is literally always sunshine. I went in April, like early April, and it was hot. So I'd say, like, honestly, Canary Islands, good times guaranteed. So obviously a lot of these places that we've been talking about are in Europe, so maybe they're a bit expensive to get to from the US and maybe more affordable once you're there. But to help with your trip planning, Hotels.com has a 10% student discount on offer through Student Beans. And so that will hopefully help a little bit with your trip planning. I'll pop a link down below and let me know if that helps. Okay, so we've done underrated destinations. Now we're gonna get into overrated destinations. So don't at me in the comments. I didn't come up with this. Other people have submitted this in, but let's see what you've recommended to us. So, okay, Paris. I wouldn't say that it's not a place to visit. It's obviously beautiful. There's lots to do, but maybe in terms of like places to see in France, there's like loads of other cities to go in France. And if it's the first time that you're going to France, I would say maybe don't start with Paris because you might be permanently traumatized from visiting France. Okay, so we're moving Paris into, yeah, the not for me personally category, I'd say. Ooh, okay, so someone has said London is overrated. I used to live in London. I personally love London, but I could also see how someone visiting London would be, you know, maybe shocked by how expensive it is. I think it's actually quite a cool city to explore and has a lot to offer that actually you can do for free. So I think there's that for London, but I do totally see how London can be maybe a bit overrated. Let's say, you know, for their sake that we'll put it in the not for me personally category. One of you has also put forward Bali as being an overrated travel destination. I've never been, but my understanding is that it's a bit of more of like a party kind of location. This person said, you know, the south, kind of where Bali is like Australia is kind of like party spot, but there are much nicer islands in Indonesia to explore. Yeah, I'd say personally, Bali's not for me, but to each their own. So don't forget, if you're planning a vacation this year, check out Hotels.com. They've got a 10% student discount from Student Beans. It'll be in the link below. And hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any other underrated travel destinations, let us know in the comments.